So that certain Aquaman starlet has been going after witnesses in the court. They do not want JD to be able to put on his trial. And the crazy thing is, they're not doing this on their own. And it's not even the lawyers that are doing it either. If you watch this video here, you'll notice their lawyer, he's responding to his telephone. He's found out something that's going to allow him to get one of the witnesses ejected. But if you look behind them, you'll notice you have people, they're sitting there. It looks like they're on devices, right? Well, right when the lawyers walk up, watch. They react. They start huddling. Why are they doing that? Because they made all of this happen. Now, interestingly, it has ramifications, too. If you look at the courtroom, notice who exactly is missing. You and I, we're going to talk about that today, too. Crazy times, huh? Crazy times indeed. So, hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. And before we talk about this bombshell that took place and the person responsible and what happens to them in the aftermath, check out our project. Link is in the description. It is crowdfunding right now. Companies allowed stuff like this to happen. They denigrate their customers, walk away from them, walk towards something. Help us build that up. Thank you. So first I want to show you exactly how this transpires, and I want to talk about the person that caused this. Then I'm going to tell you what happens in the aftermath, because at least something does happen with them in the aftermath. And we're going to talk about how they have gotten JD supporters ejected too. 3 of them from the courtroom so far. They're going through all of their old Twitter posts. They found posts from 2016, and they're using them to get people ejected. But yeah, watch how this plays out. This gets somebody ejected, and then we'll talk about the aftermath. So you can see, again, the lawyer, he actually has his cell phone in the middle of testimony from one Gina Duders. Now, Gina, she's telling you about what JD doesn't do when he's around other people. Namely, hey, I have substances here. I may get a lot chatty. I may actually hold it well, but I don't do those things that certain Aquaman starlet says. Now, during the middle of it, you'll notice he stands up. He's getting the court's attention, cuts in while you have the lawyer for JD speaking. Has everyone come up? But look behind here, right in the aftermath. You'll see Eve Barlow and all of these folks, they're huddling because they did this. They are so proud of themselves in the moment. You can also see up here in the front, you can see the certain Aquaman starlet and her lawyer. Oh, they're happy about this as well. Yeah. Then you can see JD. He's like, man, they're not even going to let me put on my case here. I mean, look at his face. He smiles in it. He's like, this is absurdity. I mean, this is an absolute circus. He's not happy. He's not happy at all. So the lawyers, they get together because this is a big deal too. And Gina Duders, she allowed this to happen. What she did is she went on social media. She ended up posting something that showed that she was watching part of this case. So she's asked about this. You have the jury. They're going to be removed. They have to be removed for this process because you have to decide whether or not somebody has seen witness testimony before they themselves give their witness testimony. So everyone stands up, you have them let out of the courtroom, and then the decision comes back in. And that decision, it is a fast one. It is a very nasty one in a lot of ways. That's what you lost a witness. And again, that's Gina Duders' fault. She did that to herself. But at the same time, isn't it insane that you have somebody using technology in the courtroom when it's not supposed to be there to get people thrown out? Now, the person that's responsible for this, you can see them chatting with a person right there at their side, is none other than one Eve Barlow. If you notice the person that they're talking to, by the way, look at what they have in their hands. It's either the thinnest purse in the world, or we're talking about something like a Chromebook. If you look at that picture there, too, it does indeed look like a Chromebook. You're not supposed to have devices in the courtroom, not supposed to be using stuff like this at all, and that actually comes back to haunt Eve Barlow from what I'm hearing from sources. Now, the person seemingly responsible for this is none other than one Eve Barlow. This is a travel companion for that certain Aquaman starlet, also bills themselves as a legendary journalist, and even before the trial was trying to get people kicked out of this. I mean, you can see this right here. This is aimed at none other than myself. This is trying to get YouTube to kick me offline because I'm covering this case. I knew if I went to the courtroom, this would be what you got too. That's why I was really hesitant to show up there in person, because you'd spend an egregious sum of money getting there. They'd end up trying to get you ejected. And Barlow and friends have made this work, by the way. The New York Post wrote an article about 2 people being kicked out for sure. There was another JD supporter that has been removed as well. And the reason that they're being removed is because of old tweets. These folks are sitting in the courtroom. They're going through people's Twitter profiles if they find that they're there. They found a tweet from 2016 for one person, 2019 for another person, and they got them removed. And beyond that, they're spreading stuff like this. This is the New York Post writer of that article talking about it, saying, well, a source, I wonder who that source is, by the way, told the Post that the judge in the trial has grown frustrated with scores of JD fans who are apparently being disrespectful and sticking their gum under the courtroom benches. Yeah, it's a live trial, by the way. Everyone can see what happens. That didn't happen, but hey, what about truth, right? Now, from what I'm hearing, this behavior, it allegedly had a broader impact on the courtroom, so that would be on everyone, specifically friends and family, though. Also, it allegedly had an impact on Eve Barlow, and you can tell from this picture right here, well, something has changed, right? If you look at the courtroom before this, you'll notice that certain rows, they're actually full. These rows right here, these are friends and family rows. You know, you invite people to be there in the courtroom with you. They come in for support. Notice those areas. They no longer have anyone in them. I wonder what happened with that. Beyond that, too, if you look into the courtroom, it looks like one Eve Barlow is missing. And again, from what I'm being told, these aren't my words, this is what I'm being told happened. First of all, Eve Barlow, they were removed for having a device in the court. I think it was a phone. They were actually asked to leave. That's probably how they've been doing their dirty work with this. They've been going through the entire time. You know, they've been scanning through people's stuff, trying to get people removed. And then, from what I hear, they came back. When they came back into the courtroom without their device, they were asked to leave again. Again, from what I'm hearing, they had an Apple Watch on. That's from what I'm understanding. So they were removed yet again. And I mean, think about that. I mean, you have people that are sitting in the courtroom. What they're doing is they're trying to get witnesses ejected. They're scouring social media, going after people in the courtroom. I mean, that is absolutely crazy, right? This stuff, too, it's happening on day 3 of the trial. We've only been 3 days into a 6-week trial. Man, I mean, this stuff is absolutely crazy. Now, to end this, I want to say check out our project. Link is in the description. This is our alternative to industry nonsense. The companies, they want to allow this to happen. They want to denigrate consumers. Yeah, close your wallet to that. Walk away, but help us send a message. We send a loud one when you come over and you back alternatives. Check that out. Support it. Thank you. Also, thank you for being here. Couldn't do this without you. Many, many thanks to you. Ending here. Again, have a great weekend, and we will see you soon.